you couldn't tell in that clip, but from the angle we first saw that like dog on top of the building, it looked like it was squatting, taking a dump.
It did.
It really did, but the clip that I got, it was not the right angle, so you couldn't really see it. We're doing something new for this vlog. I'm doing a voiceover for all of these clips because Johnny was watching TV because it's Monday Night Raw, and I started the vlog late, so I really didn't have much footage, but I wanted to vlog. So we went grocery shopping real quick. I got some flour that I really needed for some orders this week. I got olive oil, marshmallows, graham crackers, and butter, all for my baking. So super excited about that. We need to feed Mary desperately because once I ran out of flour and I knew we just weren't going to make it to the grocery store, I just stuck her in the fridge, and she's been in the fridge like that for probably a couple days, maybe 3 days. So now it's time to actually feed her. So starting with putting this big bag of flour into its container. I don't know what it is, but do I not know how to open these bags of flour? Like, why are they really complicated for me? Like, especially if you get like this big bag, it has this flap right here, which I would assume that's what you like rip off, but it's not. So like, what am I doing wrong? I feel like I'm really doing something wrong when opening these bags of flour. I never know what I'm doing. But yes, this is the King Arthur all-purpose flour, which I've always used for feeding my starter and baking all of my baked goods. I still do want to test out that flour at Costco, just because I feel like in the long run, Costco is going to be my go-to spot for ingredients for all of my baked good stuff. So yeah, that's something we still need to explore. But in the meantime, King Arthur all-purpose flour has not let me down, so we're just going to continue on with this. So I'm just emptying it into the container here. And I'm trying to get every last bit of flour. I don't want any to go to waste. And when doing that, I just spilled everywhere and even got it all over my little Uggs. Oh, that made me sad, but it's okay. It's just flour. So now it's time to come back and feed Mary. So this is how much starter we're working with. I'm doing 1 cup of flour, maybe a little bit more actually. At least, like at very minimum, you want to do equal parts of flour and starter, but sometimes I like to do just a smidge extra. So I'm just grabbing a tiny bit more flour and adding that in there. And now we'll add in room temperature water and then just mix her up, and that's it. And when it comes to feeding my starter, I just eyeball everything. When it comes to baking, that's when I bring out the scale or the measuring cups or whatever I'm doing. That's when I'll be more accurate. But when feeding, I feel like you really don't need to be that like fine-tuned. Is that the right word? That like particular about it or that detail about it. Like, your starter just needs to eat. It's hungry. Like, just give it some flour and water. It just needs to eat. That's all. But baking is different. Like, you do want to have like exact measurements for baking. But I just don't think it's necessary for feeding a starter. So anywho, I'm just mixing that up. And I've always used a wooden spoon. I've heard if you use a metal spoon or metal spatula to mix, it can react weird with the starter. I've never tested it out, but I've just always used a wooden spoon. I don't know if that makes a huge difference or not, but this is what the starter looks like after it's all mixed in and the kind of thick pancakey consistency it has, and we'll let her rest and do her thing for 24 hours. So we try to do our laundry on the weekends, but we didn't get around to finishing it this past weekend. So tonight I'm finishing up the laundry, and it kind of works out perfectly because, yeah, there's this huge pile that I'm putting all the clean clothes on the couch. Like, there's this huge pile, but Johnny's watching Monday Night Raw, so I get to fold this and be next to him. So it makes me happy. So it worked out. It's all good. But finishing up the last little bit of laundry here and putting the clothes that are in the wash in the dryer. And once that's dry, I actually just leave it in the dryer until tomorrow. And that'll be like my 1 load a day. That's what I typically try to stick with, like 1 load a day, but I'm not always perfect at it, which is why we always play catch up on the weekends. So yeah, that's what that big pile is. But on a normal like morning routine, 1 load of laundry a day is what I typically do. Dun 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 dun. I also uploaded a plan with me on my main channel. Oh my goodness. First of all, it's been a hot minute since I uploaded on my main channel. And second of all, I haven't done a plan with me in over a year. So I was super excited to be back to planner videos. If you want to see how I decorated my bullet journal for February, go head over to youtube.com/JaaackJack, my main channel, and check it out. And I hope you enjoy. So now let's make some cookies. I have some leftover cookies, and Johnny was also craving something sweet for dessert. So I'm going to make some s'mores cookies because this is chocolate chip cookie dough that I have left over, and I just bought marshmallows and graham crackers, so we're gonna make the s'mores one because those, low-key, I think those are my favorite cookie flavor that I make. The s'mores are my favorite. Oh my gosh, they're so good. And whenever I do pop-ups, they're usually like the first one gone, so yeah, they're amazing. So I want to show you how I make my s'mores cookies. If you guys want to make them, you just need chocolate chip cookie dough. You can either make it from scratch or buy just regular chocolate chip cookie dough from the grocery store. Mine happens to be sourdough, but you can use whatever you have available to you. So you want to start by taking your graham crackers, and we use the honey made one because they're just the yummiest. So you want to take your graham crackers and basically split that long rectangle in half. The first few were actually kind of broken in my pack, so I had to kind of just work with it, but that's what you want to do. You want to split the cracker in half, and then you have this nice little square. Ta-da! This is going to be the bottom of your s'mores cookie. So I'm just lining up those cookies on our baking tray. So I'm going to make 3 cookies for Johnny and 2 for me. So total of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5. Wow, I don't know how to count. That's 5. So I'm going to lay out 5 cookies on here. Johnny's just, I don't know what he's talking to me about. Oh, I asked him how many cookies he wanted. I said, do you want 2 or 3? And he said 3. So 3 cookies for Johnny, 2 for me. And we're going to lay those down, and then I'm going to take my marshmallows, and we're going to fill as many little marshmallows as we can on top of each cookie. You can use the giant, like big old marshmallows if you want. Nothing wrong with that. I just always buy the minis because I feel like it's a little more versatile with my baking. Like I can make small things, I can make big things. So that's why I just always gravitate towards the minis. But if you have like those big giant marshmallows, you could just put 1 on each graham cracker. So, oh, and I forgot I had some marshmallows that I'm almost done with. So I wanted to finish up this bag first before I open the new one. But speaking of like baked goods, I haven't picked a winner for January yet for the cinnamon sugar sourdough loaf. And I saw your guys' comments, but I didn't see anyone put like their Instagram username. I'm going to go back and check, but if you did comment every day in January, if you can go back to the vlog titled, like, I finally filled out my application to change my last name. If you can go and edit your comment to just include your Instagram username, that would be super awesome, and then I can pick a winner. Because I want to pick a winner. I want to make you guys a loaf, and I want to send it out to you so you can enjoy it, but okay, back to the cookies. Here is what it looks like now. We got all of the cookies stacked up on there. So now you want to take your chocolate chip cookie dough. And when I make these for like orders and pop-ups, I use my scale so it's a little more accurate. So every cookie is the same size. But since these are just for me and Johnny, I'm just taking a big old spoonful, not even measuring it. And I'm just warming it up because it's been in the fridge for a while, so it's a little bit hard. So I'm just warming it up in my hands back and forth. But then I'm going to roll it into a ball and then kind of flatten it into a nice little cookie disc, cookie puck. That's always what I call it, my little cookie puck. And then you want to put it right on top of the marshmallows. And I kind of push it a little bit just so the marshmallows stick to the cookie. And yeah, that's what it's going to look like. It's so cute. And while it bakes, the chocolate chip cookie kind of falls over all of the marshmallow and the graham crackers. So you have just like this perfect chocolate chip cookie, but there's marshmallow and graham cracker inside. Ah, it's so good. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to bake these. So I put it in the oven at 375 for 14 minutes, 13 or 14 minutes, and then let it rest for 5 minutes when it comes out. And then, oh my gosh, afterwards, you can eat them and they're gonna be so good. Look at these. Oh, I'm drooling. I think I might have one extra. I'm gonna go eat it right now. Oh my gosh, it's so good. But here is what it looks like. So it looks like just a regular chocolate chip cookie, but nope. There's a marshmallow inside and there's a graham cracker at the bottom. It really does taste like a s'more, but better. I actually think, yeah, I like the s'mores cookies more than I like actual s'mores. Ugh, so freaking good. You guys gotta try this. Please try it and let me know how it goes. So scrumdiddlyumptious. And Johnny is a huge fan. I think this is also Johnny's favorite flavor too. He likes a lot of my cookies, but I think the s'mores might be one of his top favorites as well. Here we are enjoying our cookies, and we're going to watch an episode of Deal or No Deal Island. You can find it on Peacock. We're currently going through season 1 since all the episodes are there, and it's so good. Okay, bye. Baby,